is Paige Mullen. This is my speech over Italy. I know that there are a bit of people out there that get to travel and they're blessed, and me being one of those people who got to experience Italy. I've traveled outside my hometown of Sugar Land, but never have I been to a place like Italy. And I'm destined to go back because the Trevi Fountain, the legend, which we'll learn about later. The possibilities to enjoy yourself there are just completely endless. And Italy may be your next place to visit, so it might be helpful to listen. I took my information from my personal experience as well as columnists from the Bloomberg website, When Florence Student Services, Europe Forms, and Italian Culture Reveal. The main differences I experienced in my trip to Italy were geography, culture, and transportation, which set aside Italy from America. I've branched outside of Texas, but never have I seen geography like in Italy. First off is Venice, and I love to shop as a way to pass your time, as a way to get retail therapy, but Venice Beach Boardwalk took shopping to a whole new level that I've never been. It was more of an intricate sort of mall, like the stores were back to back on blocks to blocks and blocks instead of in a circle like America. It's just one circle, you know what stores are at every single mall, it's just not really different. The beautiful island of Venice is completely engulfed by clear blue Adriatic seawater, which leads you to only two sorts of transportation, which are the gondola as well as the boat. The gondola was a little more different. It was an experience that I had never been to, or been in. It's kind of cool. The guy even let me drive ours. Well, you don't really drive, but you kind of float. And Venice was a dream shopping experience, but Rome is where you go for love. This is the Trevi Fountain, and it's the largest Baroque fountain in the city, along with the most beautiful in the world. That's my mom and I. We went at night, so it was a little more lit up and intricate. It kind of made it stand out more, in my opinion. The legend that falls with that is that you stand your back to the fountain, you grab a coin in your right hand and throw it over your left shoulder, and one coin means that it's for coming back to Rome. The second coin means that you're going to have a newfound romance, and the third coin means in the near future you'll have a marriage, or a new marriage. And to this day, the Colosseum holds the most recognizable of Rome's classical buildings, and the emperors used it to entertain. Venice and Rome had their specialty experience, but for a view like no other, Capri wins. That's right when we got up to Capri, we went up to the top of the mountains, and that's the view that we saw. I've never came across a breathtaking sight such as the island of Capri, and as you can see, the water's like completely translucent blue. You can see your toes and your fingers in like Galveston water here. And also the roads there are very narrow, and we were kind of freaking out when we were on our ride, but I guess the people there think it's normal. And, I don't know, it just freaked me out. I felt like I was falling off. And then, in company with the beautiful geography, there are other reasons to visit Italy, such as the Italian culture. Italy food just left my tummy in complete content. I was never hungry. I was always full. I was always ready for a nap. And their food has to be fresh, and it's typically hand-picked and hand-ground, which it comes from a 27-mile radius. It never anything more. And food to them is a part of life. It's like they put so much art into it, they put so much time into it, and it's supposed to be appreciated. And this is a pizza there. The first day I got there, I ordered a pizza, and it was like a whole pizza, and I was like, wait, it's not a slice, I didn't know what to do. So there's bigger portions there. Their Sprites and their sodas come in smaller sections, and they also don't do as much ice. And that's like a supermarket, or not a supermarket, here we have supermarkets, but there they have like the farmer's market type of deal. And their food comes in a 5-course meal, and it's also a bigger portion, but they walk a lot, they don't drive everywhere, so it doesn't catch up with them like us Americans. And they emphasize the quality of food on students in their schools, which here in America we emphasize money, like we try to save our money and not choose the healthiest foods for our kids. And then alcohol age there, it was 16, it just changes here to 18, and it's a way of complementing their food. They never really use it to excess. They don't drink to excess. It's kind of It's not sophisticated. And then marriage there, and Warren Searchinger's article, Cultural Comparison, by the Italian Culture Revealed is what published it. The Italians select a spouse and marry the primary reason of creating and extending a family. Personal, romantic, sexual, and sentimental can come in a distant second. So their first thing is their family. Once you have made your family, nothing breaks that bond, even infidelity, which I found that to be interesting. Because over there, 70% of men and 65% of women commit to cheating on their spouse, which is not like America. And then next is their perception of time. Time is not a precious commodity that is meant to be made, used, wasted, spent, given, allotted, and saved, as stated by Bobby Watson, a writer from Wynn and Florence Student Services. And instead, time is a flowing river. It's meant to flow from one thing to the next. And it's not, they walk around with, they meander down the streets. There's no sorts of rush. They can sit down and eat their food. They're not going to be late for work. The to-go food is not what's over there. Equally important in the reasons that set Italy aside is their sense of getting around their town. Transportation, such as the price of the cars are more expensive. They pay for highways, which we don't pay for every highway. We pay for toll roads. Trains are less costly and reasonable, and so they tend to lean more towards that. According to Tom Randall, a columnist for Bloomsburg, who wrote an article titled "Highest and Cheapest Gas Prices by Country," Italy is ranked the fourth most expensive country for gas. It tends to run $8.87 a gallon. Now spending the same amount in gas as they do feeding their families, which I thought to be interesting. Therefore, the Italians do things a little different, but it's good to experience their cultures as a vacation to get away. Italy has so much to offer, and their transportation, their geography, as well as their culture is different. I believe everyone should have a chance to go overseas, and thanks for listening to my speech.